Hello, everybody. Siemanko, siemanko. Siemanko Kamil, Raffle, Def Meth, Amphetamine. Always so hard to read your name. Hello. And Italian. Hello, hello. And Rexy. Yay. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, Shema. We don't have lots of plans for today. Probably is going to go with bounties. I was rolling some time ago. I've got a low roll silver Bolto Alchemists. So we're gonna get we're gonna go there. We're gonna go Boltos. I don't remember if Alchemists are better done on -1 or -2. I don't think it matters very much. So we're probably just gonna go -1 because it's easier. Oh, I got a Falcon Sai. Somebody sold me a Falcon Sai. Now I have a Falcon Sai and a destruction weapon. Which one do I prefer? Probably Falcon Sai, right? Monk bad? I don't know, dude. Hello, Kachapaka. Monk bad. You're gonna be begging for a monk to join your team hunt after rebalance, bro. You'll be begging monks to come and join you. Alright. Just gonna check real quick if the Poachers Cave menu world change is active. If it's active, then we can do hunters today as well for the weeklies. Let's have a check. Poachers are ravaging the wildlife north of the Green Claw Swamp, but the animals seem to fight back. I think that means it is the hunters, right? Let me check. I think it's the hunters. Yeah, okay, so it is actually hunters. Okay, it's active. Nice. Lovely. Hey, Letiso. Lovely. I do have a boost active, my daily boost for 30 minutes. So we're actually going to go do the bounty first at Bolto Alchemists. After that, we can go do the hunters. Do I pop an imbue on? I think I might. I might pop an energy imbue on. It's pretty good for Boltos. Level 400 EK with 119, 112 sword with practically no charms, etc. With honestly, dude, I'm not very good on character bazaar. I don't really track it. I mean, I think probably not, but I would honestly, your best bet is just to go on Exevopan, look at historic auctions for that kind of character on that type of game world. I don't really know. Rebalanced RP will be good. He gets better mana potion. Yes, he does get better mana potions, but we don't really know anything else yet. We don't know about his new spells and stuff. I think he's going to be plenty of fun. I'm definitely looking forward to it, but I want to see the new spells. Hopefully test server in about a couple of weeks. Then we're going to know more. All right, I'm going to pop that energy imbue on. Siema, Viruna. Could you make Monk great again? Tipsoft make Monk great again. Don't worry, it's coming. Hey.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Where's the rebalance? Well, the backup is next week, and the test server probably the week after that. Okay. I'm telling you, I'm guessing 29th Wednesday is going to be the test server. Give us a couple days. Give us a couple days before the double. I think the monk will be pretty good after the rebalance. It's going to be very similar to what it's like now, though, in terms of gameplay. It's just going to be much better for team hunts. So yeah. Anyway, still a couple weeks until we find out more. Well, maybe we'll find out a bit more sooner, right? Like they said on the forum that they're going to share some details before the test server. So we may well get another like sneak peek at the changes before the test server. Maybe sometime next week. That would be good. We'll definitely make a video on that and stream that if that does happen. I mean, they promised, so hopefully it'll happen. All right, Boltos. I hope it's not taken. I don't think it should be taken. It's not a very popular respawn. Do I bother with a charm for 30 minutes, 40 minutes. $540 EK, 121 axe fighting. No, I don't think so. I am personally strongly against. Whoa, what is going on here? What? Must be some sort of raid. What the hell is this? All right. I've never seen this before. Lovely experience. What? What is this? Yeah, so I'm personally not a fan of splitting skills, of going like double or triple skill on an EK. I don't like it. I understand the appeal maybe, but like I really think just investing in one is the long-term better strategy. So no, I would not encourage that. All right, let me just check my exit lag is working as expected. Yep, got my double internet connection. Okay. Balance. No! All right, well, let's check -2, I guess. Okay. Well, I was not expecting that. I was not expecting it to be somebody on -1. -2, I think, is a little worse for Alchemists. But oh well, we're not in a rush. What imbi should I use on Drachiku? Crit Void. Yep, crit Void. Skip the health. Skip the vamp. No letter means it's free to take anyway, right? Sure, of course it does. But it doesn't make much of a difference to me. -1, -2, whatever. I try to avoid conflict where possible. Hello, Cushion. I just got a gem that gives me plus 5% base damage on sweep and takedown. Congrats. Should I use it with Ascetic T2 or Outburst T2? You should use it with Ascetic T2. And you should switch to Outburst when you have like level 665 or something, when you can get the tier 2 chain penance in the wheel. Until then, stick to Ascetic. But what I use in ExitLag, I use ExitLag for double internet connection, so that if my primary internet connection drops, ExitLag reroutes to my phone. I've got my phone connected through a little cable to my computer, and I've got it running as a hotspot as a secondary internet connection. So if my primary internet connection drops, I don't get kicked out of Tibia. I don't die. I just start playing by default automatically on my phone. That's the only thing I use ExitLag for. Do you need to do access to this place? Yes, this is part of the 20 years a cook quest line, which was added, I don't know, a couple of years ago. But yes, you do need to have access to enter this place. This is towards the end of the quest line as well. I think it's like the second to last mission or something. Wish that would work with the crappy phone internet in Germany. I mean, it would probably still work just to save you, right? I mean, if you have a primary internet that you use all the time, that works fine, but sometimes drops. It's still better to have a spotty backup phone connection just for a few seconds, just to keep you alive, right? Just to run out of a respawn or something. I don't think their phone connection needs to be all that good. It needs to be, you know, reliable enough for like 5-10 seconds, but that's it. When I do this, my phone gets the priority. I think I don't know about ExitLag settings, but when I did this, I went into my Windows network connection settings and I chose the phone hotspot connection as secondary or like non-primary connection. And then that one is not really used by default. I don't know, maybe you could look into that setting in the Windows settings. You know, for me, it doesn't seem to be a problem. The IP, well, so the IP change is handled by ExitLag. That's the whole point. Like you connect through ExitLag so that you have a single IP address through ExitLag while you're sending both sets of packets to it through your phone internet and your regular internet, so that when ExitLag switches between them, Tipsoft doesn't even know, right? Tipsoft still has the same IP address from ExitLag. So yeah, you don't get kicked or anything when you switch the internets like that, because Tipsoft still just sees one IP address. I mean, that's the whole point of the thing, right? That's the whole point of using it. I know some people use it as, you know, some sort of way to help the packets and have less lags and lower ping. And I know that can work, especially if you're like playing from like far away. If you're playing from like the US on a European server, then that can help. For me, that's not a problem. My ping is fine. I don't really get lags. I just want to have this backup, right? Secondary internet, just in case. I mean, I died once a few months ago due to an internet outage on an Asura, and it was upsetting. And I've decided to never let that happen again. Indoors, there is basically no connection. Oh, right. Okay. All right. Okay, fine. Yeah, if it's that bad, then yeah, that's probably not going to work. Well, you can always consider having I don't know what your budget is. You could consider just having two standard, internet Ethernet connections and have them both plugged into your computer at once, and have ExitLag switch between those two if your phone connection is not good enough. But, at that point, you do need to pay for double internet access, right? To an ISP. Hey, Kush, I play a lot of Paladin. I kind of want to try something new. Do you recommend Monk, EK, or MS if I do mostly solo hunt? I mean, that will kind of depend after the rebalance, right? I mean, those are all changing significantly. I love the bossing in this game. Well, if you like bossing, then you probably want to go MS from these. It's just because EK is a little difficult sometimes to get into boss teams, because people generally have an EK. It'll be like a duo looking for some people, right? Or 4 people looking for an extra 5th person, in which case the EK doesn't really fit all that well. And kind of similar with the Monk, Monk has kind of like a weird role. So if you like bossing, I think probably MS is the best one out of the lot. Plus, it's probably going to be very fun after rebalance as well. Yeah, but he says he already plays a lot of Paladin, right, and wants something else. So not Paladin then. Seems like an issue that should be handled by Tipsoft and abusers ignored. Setting up a sophisticated backup connection thing for a game is annoying. I mean, that's just an internet thing. No, yeah, I mean, this can happen in any game, right? If you play League of Legends, your internet drops, you get a loss, right? It sucks. I mean, it's same thing here. Tipsoft is not responsible for your ISP's issues. If you have shit internet, then you have shit internet. It's not really Tipsoft problem, right? By the way, I don't really know how to hunt here, and I don't really like hunting here. I don't think Boltos are all that good for the Monk, just because he doesn't have the sufficient AoE to deal with the high density of the monsters here. So we're just gonna do the bounty, and then we're gonna bail afterwards. But yeah, it's all right. It's all right here, but nothing that special. Traku. Spoko. Nie ma problemu. Dzięki, że wpadłeś. Where can I see the rebalance? Because in the Tibia web, there is nothing. I don't really play daily anymore. So there have been a couple of posts on the website over the past few months where they were sharing dev notes about the changes. In addition to this, they are going to be running a test server in a couple of weeks. And that's probably where we're going to get like 90% of all the changes that are happening. But yeah, the short of it is that Sorcerer is getting some nice changes that are hopefully going to make him quite fun. I mean, I'm very excited to play Sorcerer. I'm probably going to be playing Sorcerer after the rebalance. Hey, about the separate internet connections, when I tried, I got kicked last time. You need to relog because the session is IP related. Yes. Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. Like if you... it really depends how you have it. I'm not exactly sure what you mean, but the thing is, if you are logged into Tibia and you start up ExitLag, yeah, then you're going to have to relog, right? It doesn't automatically... because it is IP related. So what you have to do is you have to set up ExitLag first, and then you have to log into Tibia. And then when you do that, it's going to have this joint IP connection, right? Where it's not going to kick you out. But if you do it the other way around, where you start Tibia, log in, then start ExitLag, then yeah, it's not going to work. Because if you start Tibia without ExitLag, then you don't have this tunneling done where there's basically this VPN service where it's sent through a joint IP address for both internets. Okay, well then what your problem is with Samotarkov, it's actually a problem with the death penalty in Tibia, okay? Because you can't, if you provide too much disconnection protection, then everybody will just be abusing that and stimulating connection drops, like people used to do when Tipsoft first added that, and people would be like hunting and trying to trap people by like dropping connection and getting kicked and stuff immediately. So that doesn't really work either. So what your real problem is the death penalty in Tibia, which is yeah, I mean, I agree. Overall, I think the death penalty in this day and age it's a little too much. But yeah, still not a Tipsoft problem that your internet shit though. Hi, Kujin, I hope you're doing well. Can you show your Wheel of Destiny? Yeah, I'm using T2 chain penance. T2 chain penance with Outburst. Do you think Gift of Life will be obsolete after the rebalance for MSED? Wonder if solo hunting for MS will change that much. I doubt it. Look, nobody's played around with the barrier yet, what it's like in practice. In theory, when I read about the barrier, yeah, I think it's going to be broken. Will it actually be broken? I don't know. We're going to have to see. That's the thing. Like, until I've played with it, it's hard to say. But it does sound very, very good. I mean, I can say that much. I remembered how much I don't like hunting. It's the constant skill debuff. I forgot about the skill debuff. That's the problem here. Don't like it. Yeah, I don't like hunting here. Oh well, we'll do the one bounty and won't come back. What is the item arrow slot? That's a bounty talisman. That was what was introduced in the winter update. And it's the special sort of kill tasks. I mean, you should just read up about bounties. I want to say thanks to you. I understood the game and learned to play. Okay, no problem. Awesome to hear. Hello. So you're telling me I need to log in on both connections first to prevent the relog later? Yeah, so, I mean, so you need to have your phone connected. You need to have your regular internet connected. Then you fire up ExitLag. And then you log into Tibia, and then it should work. The way you can verify it is after you've logged into Tibia, you can go into ExitLag, and you can check the connection. And if it's working properly, you will see two different connections you can choose from under the Tibia connection. So you'll go into Tibia, and you'll see two different pings that you can see in the menu. And if you can see two different pings under the Tibia connection, that means you've got two internets working properly through ExitLag for Tibia. So I always verify that just in case, because I never fully trust it. Whenever I do connect through ExitLag, I open it up, I look into the Tibia connection, and I make sure that I can see 2 different pings that work within ExitLag. Then I know that it's definitely working. There's definitely 2 connections working through ExitLag. I made one of the best gems for the monk at the moment. At the moment, the 3 best gems, I would say, are sweeping takedown base damage, ascetic revelation mastery, and sweeping and spiritual outburst revelation mastery. Those would be the top 3 gems, in my opinion. After rebalance, it may change. I see a possibility. I see a universe where the Flurry of Blows base damage gem might be better. Base damage, but we'll see. Grip Strike sold? Yeah, Grip Strike sold, yeah. We'll be buying it back when we get back to the monk, you know, in some time. Had no idea about the ExitLag section in Tibia. So it's Tibia section in ExitLag. Yeah, it's not in Tibia. In the ExitLag, if you're in ExitLag and you've got a tab called Connections, once you're online in the connections, you should be able to see Tibia, and you can click on that. And when you click on that, you should be able to see 2 connections in there, 2 pings, like 2 little charts of pings when you click on them, and then you know that it's working. How good is the Marudri Bruges? I'm thinking and gain one, but it's too expensive in my server. I mean, it's a must-have. It's by far your best amulet. I'm surprised it's so expensive. I don't know. Well, I don't know what expensive means for you, but generally it's not a very expensive item. As far as monk items go, I don't think the Marudri Bruges is that expensive. I suppose it's all relative. Is Monk going to be weaker after the changes? How could it possibly be weaker? He is the only change that the Monk is going to see that is making him weaker is the energy ring changes. That's it. Everything else that's been shared about the Monk is just a straight up positive or neutral change. The only negative is the energy ring change. That's it. So of course he's going to be stronger. He's going to be better. He's getting a new spell, and he's getting better mitigation gems. He's getting better team hunting virtue. He's clearly not going to be weaker. He's going to be a tiny bit stronger for solo hunting, and significantly more useful for team hunting. Rotten Blood bosses are still the hardest in the game, right? I mean, the hardest boss in the game is Bakregor with essences, yes. I don't know that the average Rotten Blood boss is all that much more difficult than like Soul War bosses, maybe a little bit. But they're kind of on the similar level, you know. There are many Rotten Blood bosses. A lot of them are like similar difficulty to, you know, mini Soul War bosses. It's not like that much difference in it. But yeah, the hardest boss in the game is definitely Bakregor with essences. Hope they make the party buff for monks a passive skill instead of something related to an instance. To a virtue. I think that may be a little bit... Well, but... I think that may be a little bit too good. And then you just run like Virtue of Harmony with all those buffs. I don't know. It needs to be a little bit of a cost for such a strong buff for everybody on the team. I think even as it is, it's very, very strong, and I wouldn't be surprised to see some nerfs to it. So I don't know that having it even better is going to work. Rot Render? I mean, Rot Render... The thing with Rot Render is I feel like people still don't really know or understand the mechanic. And that's the real difficulty of it. I feel like once people truly figure out the mechanic and have the organization, and that's probably not going to be that difficult. I still think, you know, back rigor 4 essences is probably harder than rot render. Mechanically, for sure. Whatever. Well, I guess I can't say for sure unless we know the mechanics for rot render. Anyone cleared with more than 3 yet? Yes. They've cleared it a couple months ago, maybe. I think it was Valor and his team. Even Tipsoft even made a post, a news sticker congratulating them on defeating, you know, final version of back rigor. What do I think of the MS changes? Will it be better? Yeah, of course I think it's going to be better. I think it's going to be, as advertised so far by Tipsoft, I think it's going to be extremely fun. I'm really looking forward to playing MS. As soon as when the test server starts, I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do on the test server to start with. Probably, maybe we'll do a little bit of Monk just to see the new spell on the Monk, because I know I have a lot of Monk viewers, so we may start with the Monk. But I expect majority of the test server testing I'm going to be doing is actually going to be focused on the Sorcerer. That's what I'm really looking forward to. Okay, I get it now. ExitLag is a separate software. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, there was some confusion. Yes. It's a different software. I do. Well, £10 a month. I think it's not that much. I think it's not that much. I have an affiliate code where you get a discount. I don't know if you're interested. If you want to check it out, it's not that much. When I was buying it was like €3 or €4 a month overall. I'm thinking maybe because I did like a 6 or 12 month deal or something. It's not too bad. It's not that bad. I don't know. For the safety that it gives me, that I know I don't need to worry about my internet connection dropping. For me, it's worth anyway. Hello, Antaria. Hello. Playing mage with small runes drained? Yeah, I'm not going to be using the runes. The plan is to not use the runes, of course. The plan is to go pow, 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 waves, beams, and, you know, all the good stuff. Fuck the runes, bro. 800k profit in 15 minutes? 20 minutes? Oh, yeah, the profit's kind of good. I haven't really been paying attention. Also, I'm not actually even playing all that well. Because the experience I can do here is much, much better than what I'm getting at the moment. I think it's all the creature products, right? I'm only getting 5.6 KK raw. I could push it to like 7 KK raw here if focused. But I don't love this spot, so it looks like it's gonna take me like almost an hour for this bounty. I thought it'd be faster than that. Oh well. Might need to refill even. Might not have enough potions. ExitLag has a trial. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. After I tested on free trial, I instantly prepaid 1 year to get it cheaper. Yeah, it really gives you a peace of mind. Really gives you a peace of mind. Hello. Solo sub monthly is 10 a month. Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah. All of those things are priced to, you know, to encourage you to do it for longer and not just go for 1 month, right? Yeah, don't get the 1 month. Give it a go, trial it, see if it works for you. And then you could just buy like a year's worth. I don't know. I use it. I know lots of people use it because, yeah, it's obviously the death in Tibia. Always very punishing and feels bad when your internet shits the bed and you die because of it. 170 monk. Hey, Krokan. 170 monk, 81 fist. Where I will do the highest profit? Brimstone bugs, I'd say. Brimstone bugs, maybe Lizard City. Brimstone bugs, it depends what sort of server you're playing on. If you're playing on a new server like Kanda or something like that, then Brimstone bugs won't be that profitable. Actually, yeah, even weekly deliveries probably won't be that profitable, right? It's all dependent on the server. Not as much as punishing as it was. I died a few weeks ago with our blesses. Yeah. Well, how'd you die with our blesses, bro? No matter how tilted you are when you die, you gotta go straight to Henricus, bro. Because if you forget, you know, the 5 levels is one thing, but the equipment that you could drop, oof. What is considered great skills for EK? I think anything over 120 at this point is pretty great. Although that, opinions may differ. Anything over 125 is definitely very good. 120 plus is like great territory, I'd say. Would I give him this backpack back? Yes, I would. I think I've had this question before about what would I do if I found, if somebody died and lost like all the equipment. I mean, I would give it back to them, right? It's like, what if they dropped the backpack next to me and accidentally, and I just picked it up and ran off with it? It's just basically stealing. I think taking someone's backpack from the body, if you know whose it is, and especially if they know who you are and that you took it, it's basically stealing, right? I don't know. I would probably give it back. It would be nice to receive a tip from somebody like that, for returning it as a sort of finder's fee. But yeah, I wouldn't take it. I was very surprised when I saw bag instead of my backpack. Oh god. You know what? I have like a recurring nightmare of like losing my backpack in Tibia unblessed. Actually I actually have an even different recurring nightmare. I actually even had this one maybe like three nights ago because it's quite fresh in my mind. I have a nightmare, even though I don't play PvP servers. I have a nightmare that I get Red Skull bugged. That somebody like there's always been like these Red Skull bugs in the game. Like you get baited by some like low levels or whatever. And I just have this nightmare that I get the Red Skull bugged, and then I get jumped by 20 people and they kill me and I drop everything. It's freaking terrifying, dude. Bloody Tibia, dude. Are you a fan of larger risk of equipment loss like the old days, or is this great? I don't think there should be any chance of equipment drop. I think Tipsoft should get rid of altogether of the chance for backpack or equipment drop at this point in the game. Leave the experience and skill loss, as is, or even lower it. But chance of losing equipment worth thousands of euros and dollars. I mean, the game has changed, right? There should be no chance, zero chance, no matter what I do, no matter if I'm red skulled, black skulled, unblessed, whatever. There should be zero chance that I lose my tier 7 Grand Sanguine Bow when I die or whatever, right? That no way. It's just not an appropriate punishment for the reality of the game. When 20 years ago you could die and you could drop your boots of haste and demon shield or whatever the fuck, whatever, right? Fine. I mean that was punishing. It was kind of exciting. Of course, I still cried like a little baby when I died and dropped some of my items back in the day, but it wasn't like a financial ruin almost. God, this stupid skill debuff. I hate skill debuff places, bro. Oh my god. I forgot they do skill debuff. That's why I don't like hunting here. Alright. This is my last Bolto bounty. Replace death penalty with stamina drop? I like it. I like it. Actually, another death penalty that I'd prefer is one from World of Warcraft, where you just get weaker, right? So, for example, when you die, you, for example, get minus 10% skill debuff for the next 2 hours, right? That is a death penalty I'd like to see in Tibia. You still don't want to do it. You still wouldn't just be dying for funsies, but something like that. Maybe 10% less EXP gain and 20% less skills for the next 2 hours, right? As like a death penalty that stacks, up to like 5 times if you keep dying, right? For example, something like that. I'd be happy with that. It'd be punishing enough, but it wouldn't be like so horrible. Is there any other MMORPG where you lose gear? Don't know. But Persist Online, the other game that Tipsoft is working on right now, Okay, let me just come back to that in a second. Kiros asks, hey, man, appreciate your content about ton. Thank you. Do you have any advice as a beginner EK to lure better in TH? Have some retarget problems and bursters while running? No. Honestly, it's just experience. Like, you just need to get intimate with the monsters. You need to really get intimate with them. And over years of, fighting them, you just kind of need to get a feel for it. I don't think there's like some easy trick that'll just, that I can just tell you that's suddenly going to make it better. It's honestly just playing the damn game for years and years and years, seeing how seeing how the monsters behave, what they like, what they dislike, and then you'll get a feel for it. I'm afraid it's as simple as that, and as complicated as that. Anyway, going back to what I was just saying on Persist Online, so that is Tipsoft's another game where also gear has like tremendous value and takes forever to like get and grind for. And, Tipsoft seemingly have learned a lesson because you can't drop your gear when you die in Persist, but you can drop your backpack. Now, the backpack in Persist is a little different to Tibia. It's not like you've got all your other gear in the backpack. You usually just have the loot, right? So basically, the equivalent death in Persist to Tibia would be as if you died and you dropped all your loot from the hunt, right? So you're hunting for 2 hours, you die, you drop everything you've looted in the past 2 hours. That's like how it is in Persist. And I also think that's kind of fair. Like, it's still a significant death penalty, but it's kind of fair, right? Like, much more fair than losing your Grand Sanguine tiered bow, right? Am I the only one who hates using runes as an RP? Well, have you ever watched my stream before? Whenever I talk about Paladin, I talk about hating the runes. That's why I'm, the Paladin changes the 2 new spells. I sincerely hope they mean that you can skip using runes, right? I hate using runes as well, especially on Paladin because of the interaction with item usage and auto attacks. It really sucks on Paladin. Hey Mario, I no longer play on Nevia now. And I don't think Tentek plays on Nevia either, does he? I don't know. He sold out years ago, and then he like moved to a different server now. No, I don't play on Nevia. I play on Kalanta. This character is on Kalanta. I moved because there were too many people on Nevia, and I struggled to find places to hunt, which was quite annoying. Hey, what charms would you start with for MS? I'm 415 and only 1k charms. Honestly, a rebalance may change things. Like right now, you would just go for elementals. So you'd go for like Zap, Freeze, Poison, Divine Wrath, standard. After the rebalance, there's a good likelihood that crit charms are going to be better. But I won't be able to answer that until I play with the new spells on the test server. Do you have any idea why EK items price growing so fast? I haven't noticed. I'm not familiar with it. Not aware of any reasons that should cause that. Unless the only thing might be is that people are looking at the changes to the EK in the rebalance and they're liking what they're seeing. So maybe everybody wants to play an EK because of how comfy it's going to be after the rebalance. That's the only reason I can think of. Yeah. Seems kind of strange though. This bounty's turned out way worse than I expected. Let me check -1 again. Because at this pace, I'm actually going to run out of potions. I wasn't expecting to run out of potions. I was hoping to hunt -1. Let me see if -1 is free now. Because I don't even know who was there. Maybe they finished. Happy I have a level 200 MS. I can dust off and play after the rebalance, yeah? For sure. I do think that MS will, if things stay as is, I expect that MS will actually get really fun from level 300 when you're going to get Beam Mastery Revelation perk. Unless they change that a bit. Let's see if there's somebody here. Okay, it looks like it might actually be, okay, it's actually free. All right, let's go to minus, let's go to this floor. I prefer this floor a lot. Maybe it'll be enough. Maybe I'll have enough potions after all.
Yeah, babze. A ty chuju, babze. Kurwa, bober.
What is the purpose of elemental damage imbues? Does anyone use it? High levelish knights have elemental weapons. Monks have bounds on RP. It sucks. It's niche. It's very niche. I mean, I used it on Paladin before to complete Spectre Bestiary because they're like immune to physical. On EK, yeah, it's niche as well. On Monk, it's niche. They're not really used, to be honest. Tipsoft is trying to push those elemental imbues a little bit. They've added elemental pierce to the crypt weapons. It's the latest weapons that they've added to the game. But so far, it hasn't really been much of a success because it's, you know, it's a very expensive to give up an imbue slot for it, right? The cost of giving up an imbue slot is massive, right? So not really many people are going to do it unless they absolutely have to. And the elemental imbues aren't really strong enough to warrant that. Would you rather always have damp socks or always have a lisp? Lisp. Definitely lisp, Italian. I see you're back with your would you rathers. Always a treat, Italian. Always a treat. Damp socks is just the worst, dude. If you have a lisp, I don't know. It's a little embarrassing. It's not, you know, not the end of the world, is it? At least when you're chilling at home. There's no downside to having a lisp, right? Just chilling, watching TV, whatever, but always having damp socks. No, thank you. Guess you could just not wear socks. Imagine giving your wedding vows with a lisp. Come on, don't be rude. People have it's a serious problem, okay? Let's not make fun. I use it multi-hotkeys for rotation, yes. I use a multi-hotkey for chain penance, greater flurry of blows, and flurry of blows. I don't use it for spenders, though. Do you think Tipsoft will create server on Tibia around 8 version? No, I don't think so. If they're gonna do it, it's gonna be for the 30th anniversary. They made. I think Tipsoft. Okay, here it comes. I don't think Tipsoft will ever create a permanent 8, 7.2, 7.4, 7.6 Tibia version. I don't think they'll just start the server and be like, here you go, have fun for the next 10 years. I think Tipsoft may at some point relent and do timed tournament style retro servers. So for example, they may create a Tibia 7.2 server and be like, okay, it's going to be alive for 6 months. 3 people with highest level after 6 months are going to get this and this reward or whatever. Kind of like merge the old tournament style with like retro servers, maybe. But I think Tipsoft thinks, and I agree with them, that long-term retro servers would have no future. People would play some of them for a bit of fun, but they would basically be dead after a few months. So they might consider making them timed as a bit of a special event or something like that. I mean, I'm Mario. I'm not terribly focused when I play here right now. So also you're in EK, right? EK smashes this spot for sure. EK definitely smashes this spot. It's not very good for the monk, and I don't like it. I think when I was focusing here and pushing, I was doing like 6.5, maybe like 7 KK raw. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have fun here. Anywhere where there's a skill debuff, I just don't have fun. Ingle Surface is another one that I really don't like. Because of the skill debuff. No more Igyoka. I'm still playing. I'm kind of playing a little bit less, though. I turn on Igwa like a couple of times a day, you know, go for 20, 30 minutes, and I play a bit, but not like the first couple of weeks. And hello, Naughty Fist. Monk seems so fluid now. I've seen a few players with it, but I'm struggling with the fourth changing from EK. It is very fluid if you get into the rhythm of it. Yeah, absolutely. It does take a little bit of practice, but it's not that hard. And it is fun. It's definitely the most, I still think it's by far the most fun vocation right now. I do think after the rebalance that may change, but right now it's a real joy to play. Now, it's definitely better on -1. I'm using way fewer potions, and there's a higher density of the Bolto Alchemists. So yeah, I'm glad. I don't know who was hunting here without a letter. Maybe they just left when I came earlier, so that's why there was no letter. But yeah, definitely much better here. -2 is better, I think, if you want to do the Forge Priests, right? The ranged ones, the pain in the ass ones. There's more of those on -2. Christian, are you going to make some YouTube videos for 700 plus EK? I'll do you better than that. I definitely am planning after rebalance to restart the EK series from scratch. So I'm probably at some point just going to either create a new EK or use some of my low level ones and just level them up from scratch, re-recording everything all the way up to, yeah, probably around level 700. I do like the EK. Sounds like it's going to be hella fun after the rebalance, hella cozy. So yeah, we'll definitely play quite a bit of EK. Might not be immediately after the rebalance. I might want to start with some MS stuff, but we'll definitely be going back to the EK at some point. Yeah, we'll see exactly. I'll see exactly what series it'll be. But yeah, I'm definitely planning to play a bit of EK. Oh shit! Didn't mean to go here. Oh shit! I thought that I could pass through there. Why did you transfer to Kalanta? It's very difficult to do bounties on Nevia because of the amount of people and the Discord booking system. It's really hard to go from spot to spot in the way that you need to when you're doing bounties. So to do bounties, I transferred on to Kalanta. Yo, what is going on here? Low skills would be something new. It sounds interesting. Maybe. I mean, I have a character called Kuznia Baby Knight. He's a level 51 EK. Right now, he has 100 sword. I guess by the time I would actually go play EK, he'd have like 105 to 108 skill. And just progress that one from that point to like level 5, 600. By the level time he'd be level 600, he'd probably have like 115 skill or something. Yeah, maybe. Maybe we could do that. I guess people would find that somewhat interesting. Hey, question. Solo RP5 800 is worth coming here? I think, I don't know. I think this honestly is an EK spot. It sucks for the monk. I think for Paladin, it's not great because there's a skill debuff. You constantly get your distance debuffed. So if you can manage popping bullseye potions every 10 seconds, then it's probably okay. But I think they're also pretty strong to holy and physical. Let me check. I don't think it is a Paladin spot, to be honest. Like, if you have a bounty, gold bounty, then you probably can, but I don't think it's like a good respawn. Just arrived. Why do you think EK will be interesting? Oh, okay, interesting. Maybe not interesting, but it's going to be extremely comfortable and enjoyable to me. Like, it's going to be very, very chilled. I love chilled characters. And yeah, I just think EK will probably be very, very chilled after the rebalance. Let me just have a quick check if Paladin can hunt here. Bolto, look at that. 70% physical. 110 holy. 70 physical. 105 holy. 80 physical, 100 holy. So they're strong to physical and they debuff distance all the time. So it's possible, like, to do your bestiary or some bounties, but I don't think it's very good. Bounty is worth doing only when it's gold monster. No, that's spot dependent, right? If a spot sucks, then yeah, it's only going to be worth doing if it's a gold bounty plus a low kill count. But it's very much spawn dependent and density dependent how quickly you can do a bounty. I guess more interesting to watch than play. I don't know. We'll see. I'm definitely looking forward to playing the EK though. Yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to playing all of them. We're gonna have a lot of fun. 105% holy kind of means 2.5% since it's every other turn. Not after the rebalance when you get your holy barrage or whatever, and you'll be alternating that with Massan. I'm sure you fuck everything by EK after rebalance. Gotta nerf the EK, bro. I'll play the EK so it gets nerfed. There you go. 105 club, so ready for early EXP. Yep. Good club to start with, indeed. How does Kalanta work? Refugia is a pain with the spot reservation. Kalanta, well, first of all, Kalanta is a green battle-ice server, so if you play on Refugia, you can't transfer to Kalanta if that's what you're hoping for. And there is no booking system because it's not a massive server. It's just a letter-based, right? You put a letter at the bottom. You can upload it to Discord to show people that you're hunting there, but generally it's not a very busy server, so it's just chill, you know. Oh, another 76 alchemists. Oh, yeah. Why are you using non-stop just sweep and takedown? I prefer sweep and takedown as the spender overall. I use outburst only with focus harmony every 2 minutes. I have sweep and takedown base damage gem. And just in general, I think sweep and takedown is better. The only case where I prefer outburst over takedown is in places where I have exactly like 6 to 8 monsters, which are all like kind of around me as well. So I won't be able to hit them with sweep and takedown. So if I'm in a box like this, like look at this, like now I'm in a box like this, 7 monsters, I'll go outburst. Outburst is better in that kind of setup. But if you're kiting 20 monsters, then sweep and takedown on average is going to be better. Plus, I don't even have charms here, so I don't benefit from the double charm proc of spiritual outburst. The Refugia is great with Discord, lol. I guess some people just don't like the Discord booking. I like the Discord booking. The only problem with it is if the server is very popular, all of the spots are like gone immediately, and you can just never get them unless you're there or like at server save to book them. You know, that's the main problem. They should release a more solid preview for the rebalance so people can start complaining. I think they said they will, right? They said that before the test server, they're still going to do another little update sharing what they've done. So I think we are going to get another sort of dev note before the test server so that we know what's coming. I think actually that's actually really good. I wasn't expecting that, but they said they're going to do it. So yeah, I expect at some point next week, we're going to get another dev note with all the changes. And then the week after that, we're going to get the test server itself. Hello, good morning, Nox. Isn't T3 Outburst better than Sweep and Takedown? Well, I don't have T3 Outburst. If I had T3 Outburst, I'd think about it. But honestly, I would rather have T2 Outburst and T2 Ascetic, and then still use Sweep and Takedown as my main spender, and Outburst only every 2 minutes with the Harmony bonus. And again, it still depends on how many monsters you can hit with it. Plus Outburst, you know, the logic. The logic of how it jumps from target to target is a little A little annoying to say the least with it going side to side and missing targets, you know? I hate Discord booking with a passion. I want to be able to play whenever I feel like playing. I don't want to have to plan and book everything beforehand. Well, then you just need to find a server that functions like that, most likely a dead server. But, you know, by playing on a server that has a Discord booking, you kind of agree to be part of the community. Otherwise, you know, you're the asshole if you don't use it. So your best bet in that case is just to play on a dead-ish server with few players and then no Discord booking. But I think you'll be hard-pressed to find people who agree with you when it comes to popular servers. I cannot imagine playing on a server like Nevia, for example, without Discord booking. It's absolute hell, dude. Absolute hell. At roughly level... Trzymaj się, Mario. At roughly level 600, I'll try to unlock either Ascetic or Albus Revelation Mastery at grade 4. Have you tried such gems? I haven't. I opened one greater gem in my life and it was amazing. So I figured I'm not going to open anymore because I'm not going to get anything as good. If I get to a high enough level where I can fit in 2 greater gems at once, that's when I'm going to open some more greater gems. But that's not going to be for a while. Do you think because of rebalance, summer they're going to be a little bit smaller? I do. I absolutely do. My prediction, you know what? It's funny. I actually predict that the summer update will be great. Do you know why? Not because there's going to be like a ton of new content, but because they're going to have so little time, they're going to, they're going to get out the hammer and break the emergency glass, which says, in case of an emergency, implement these quality of life features. And my prediction is that for summer update, they're going to have so little time. They're going to break out all the quality of light changes that people have been begging for years and implement them. And that'll be, and it's not going to be a lot of content. There's not going to be like loads of new hunting grounds. There's not going to be weapon proficiency. There's not going to be shit like that. There's just going to be a bunch of like amazing quality of life that people have been asking for years. And that's going to be your summer update with a little bit of content thrown in. That's my prediction. Like auto loot, maybe. Yeah, for example, right? Or maybe stamina pause, right? Or maybe equipment loadouts, or maybe, on top replica or Tibia vision implemented within the game. All of those things do not require very much dev time. They just require, them wanting to do it. And maybe because their rebalance is taking so long and the summer update is in danger, they're gonna break the emergency glass and give us some nice quality of life, right? That's my copium. Praise pause, yeah. Praise pause, maybe something like that, maybe. Yeah. Updates were banger after banger, agreed. Tipsoft has been on a good roll for quite a few updates, Monk included. I fully agree and expect that content-wise, like, pure content-wise, new hunting grounds, new quests, new big mechanics like the weapon proficiency. I don't think we'll be seeing very much of that this summer update because I do think that they are too light on time to make something like that. Especially, even ignoring the rebalance, they also have their Tibia 30th anniversary in January, right? They already going to be working on that, which is also presumably, eating some resources, which makes it even harder to get the summer update done, right? I do think content-wise, pure content-wise, this summer update will be smaller than usual. But that doesn't mean it's going to be a bad update if it means that we get a ton of nice quality of life, right? But that's just my my thoughts, could be totally off. Maybe they've hired 10 extra devs I don't know about, or maybe they've started using AI to develop Tibia, and suddenly there's going to be a ton of content, right? I don't think so, but we'll see. Well, solo hunt EK will be most likely the chillest one, right? Absolutely. After the rebalance, I think, yeah, EK is going to be very, very chill for solo hunting. It's very chill already. It's probably already the most chill. but it's going to be even more chill. Well, currently maybe the most chill vocation is monk once you like out level a respawn. If you're a monk right now and you out level a respawn, if I was to go say to like Summer Court right now or like Nagas or something like that, it would be mega chill, right? Zero supplies, decent experience, lots of fun. It would be giga chill. Monk out leveled monk is probably the most chill in the vocation in the game right now. But EK is a close second. But EK definitely is more chill at like difficult spots, I think. Maybe. They have AI now. All of the dev team members are 10x programmers. Lovely, lovely stuff. Maybe we will get the 6th vocation next year then. Tip devs also using AI. The problem is with Tibia is that the languages and the engine and the libraries that they use to develop Tibia are not all that like mainstream at all by modern standards. So maybe there are, maybe they could be using AI to improve the tibia.com website, right? Because AI is very good at this kind of stuff. But I don't think AI is very good, very well trained to improve like actual genuine Tibia game code, to be honest. I'd be surprised if it was that good, They may use it to like generate some art and stuff, but I don't think they're going to be using it to write actual game logic code. I don't think AI is going to be good enough at it. Thank you for the Prime sub, Storm Stars. Thank you, appreciate it. Hello. Much love. Claude, give me a banger update. Make no mistakes. If only. I've been trying that at work recently, and then make no mistakes. Doesn't work as well as you'd like. Here we go. Level up. 836. I'm almost done with the Alchemists. 11 more. Let's go. I think Claude could improve Tibia code. It probably could improve it, but I don't know that Tipsoft. The thing with AI and game code is you need to have very, very good testing to use AI effectively. If you have amazing tests, then you can use AI. You can use the AI to change something, and then you run the test, make sure that everything still works as it should. And then, yeah, maybe it's improved the code without you realizing, and that's great. But if you don't have tests, which I'm sorry to say, I'm pretty sure Tipsoft doesn't, or at least nothing particularly comprehensive, then AI is just asking for trouble because you're not going to know that it broke something until much later. They can't use AI with Tibia, I think. It's so limited. Yeah, I agree. I think they could. Like, okay, if I was Tipsoft, I would consider using AI for like planning and ideas. I don't think I would trust an agent to actually write the Tibia code. I would use it to maybe like analyze the code base. Let me know what you think. Do you think you have any ideas, improvements, whatever? And then I would actually do the implementation myself. Friteps. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the Prime sub. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yeah, I don't think I would trust the AI to actually write the Tibia code. Maybe just to like analyze the repo and give some ideas for improvements and stuff. They can use AI to write tests. You solved it. We solved it. They just need to use AI to write comprehensive tests, and then they can start using AI to write the code. Genius. Foolproof, bro. Absolutely foolproof. Why has nobody ever thought of that before? Do you think that after rebalance, MS items could be much more expensive? I think they already are. I think people have already been buying them up, and they're already more expensive than they were. One more Alchemist. Go on, give me one more Alchemist. Here we go. Are we done? It took almost an hour, dude. I didn't think it would take this long. All right, let's get out. And let's go straight for the hunters in the poachers cave before I forget. Now that we don't have a boost. And let's do a quick gamba. Let's see what we get. Well, War Dragon 3-5. It's bronze, but it's a good hunting ground. Yeah, maybe War Dragon. Yeah, we're going to do that. Try to get Soul Mantle somewhere. Yeah, that Soul Mantle is the only item I'm missing at the moment from like my Sorcerer set for my level 500 plus Sorcerer. But I don't know when I want to get it because I'm going to be actually starting on my level 64 Sorcerer here. It's probably going to take me a few months to get up to that level 500 where I'm going to need a Soul Mantle. So I'm kind of gambling that the prices will maybe go down a little bit. I'm hoping what that was going to happen is loads of people going to hype up the Sorcerer. They're going to play it. And, you know, after a month or two, realize it's still not for them. And sell off the gear, and then maybe prices will go down. You know, maybe. Can you show bounty upgrade? Yeah. 20%, 10%, 11.75%, and 20%. As you may imagine, I'm currently upgrading the loot chance to 20%. So this is I'm going to go from 11.75 to 20. War Dragon, something new? Yeah, I mean, I have my preferred list of, you know, Norks and Nimissats. Those are the best hunting grounds for me. So I go there quite a lot, and then I sometimes mix it up with a different bounty, like we just did the Boltos, right? But yeah, largely I'll probably still spend at least half my time in Nimissat or Norks. I have a grade 4 Ascetic and Outburst Mastery Gems upgraded. Would be better T3 Outburst, T3 Ascetic, or T2 T2? I think T2 T2 would be best. If you can make it T2 and T2, I would go for that, I think. But EK, what is best to upgrade first? Damage or life plus loot? I don't think it's necessarily vocation dependent. It's kind of dependent on the kind of content you do. If you're a pasta... Where am I going? I want to go to Poacher's Cave. Oh, I'm sleeping, dude. If you're a pasta farmer, you want loot. If you're a bestiary hunter, you go for chance for bestiary. If you are a team hunt pusher, then you probably go for damage. If you're a solo hunter, then life leech is pretty good on EK as well. I don't know. I personally just went for like the first breakpoint of upgrades, which was 10%, 10%, 10%, 20 for everything. And that's not that expensive, but it's pretty impactful. And at that point, you kind of just choose what's most important to you. I do think generally damage is probably the best one. You're always happy with damage, right? All right, let's go. Let's do the hunter bounty real quick. Not bounty, sorry, weekly. Maybe after rebalance, solo quest will be chill. But you expect them to change soul war mechanics, or do you think just that because the rebalance will make it easier? I don't know. I think unless they change the access mechanics to the bosses, it's never going to be that chill. I bought everything but mantle, nowhere available on green. Yeah. Yes, I couldn't find it in any good price. I mean, I'm not going to need it for many months, right? So when I after rebalance, if I'm enjoying Sorcerer and I'm playing it a lot, then I'll have a more active lookout. I'm sure we'll be able to find it if you look hard enough. I'm thinking most players that'll try a Sorcerer for the hype will get disappointed when they realize they have to use a spell combo and keep on kiting. Yep. I think that may be the case. It's kind of like the Monk, you know? People started it and realized that they there's a lot of movement going on and stuff, and it's not for everybody. That's fine. And I think that may happen with the Sorcerer as well. I had a raid from Mabaxu. Mabaxu, thank you for the 14-man raid. I don't think that there was a notification, Mabaxu. I don't know. I didn't see it. I'm gonna have to double check it. I'm sorry I missed it. Thank you for the raid from Mabaxu 4 minutes ago. I've only just seen it. Thank you. And thank you very much for the Prime sub just then. There was a banner for sure. Ah, we're on a roll with the subs. Thank you. Thank you very much, Zimcognito. And thank you very much, Tripster01. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And there was a banner, but no sound. Okay, thanks, Venetu. I'll double check it. Okay, let me write a little note to myself, a little to-do. Double check sound notifications for raids. Okay, thank you, Mabaxu, if you're still there. Thank you for the raid. I'm sorry I missed it. Thank you. What's your opinion on EK rework? My opinion is that it's going to make the EK much more comfortable and enjoyable to play. You're hopefully not going to need a foot pedal under your desk anymore, which is always a plus. I don't think it's necessarily going to make him much stronger. I wouldn't expect like your experience per hour to be skyrocketing or anything like that. But I do think the enjoyment of the vocation will be much better. Okay, we've done the weekly. We're done now. There's one more weekly that I could hand in. Kind of Sylvan Finger. But like they're so difficult to kind of buy sometimes that I don't really need it. I don't need that extra delivery task. I already have 17 out of 18, so I'm going to hold them just in case I'm ever desperate and I have some harder deliveries. Foot pedal is now for switching virtues. Could be. Stan West with a 2-month resub. Thank you. Thank you, Stan West. Thank you, thank you. Damn. Very nice. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. It seems like there are not a lot of monks out there. Don't know why. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, there's been 30 years of the standard 4 vocations that people have been creating. So, of course, there's always going to be fewer monks. But I think there's a good amount of them. It's just people, you know, people are still leveling up, right? You don't have very many 1K plus monks, even now. They could finally revamp items and strength of bosses. What do you have in mind, Zimcognito? What exactly? Give me a couple examples. Not sure what you exactly have in mind there. I thank you for your guide. It makes the game so much more enjoyable. Awesome. Thank you, Stan. Gonna be remaking a bunch of guides after the rebalance, of course, as well as making some new ones for the new wheels, new rotations, and whatnot. Yeah. Hello, Kutzerman. Just saw your message. Hello. Reluctance to changing from my 20-year-old character. Exactly, right? Exactly. Of course, there's definitely a factor. People reach level 500, 600 and end in a plateau of damage and EXP. Yeah, I mean, that kind of applies to every vocation, though. I feel, at least me personally, I've always hit that plateau myself on every vocation. I level 500 has always been very difficult for me to get past because you hit that big scaling of experience per level, necessary experience per level, and you're not really getting enough power back to increase your experience per hour and at the same rate. So it just gets slower and slower and slower and slower. And I feel like it really gets to you around that level 500 or so. No letter. Okay. What time is it? 12:30 until like 13:30. Probably won't take that long, but better safe than sorry. Can't wait for the MS content. Yep. Yeah. I can't wait for all. I wish I had those more hours in the day, dude. I want to play like Paladin, Sorcerer, and EK. All 3 of them I really want to play after the rebalance. It's going to be a real battle deciding what I'm going to play. Shaman Patrick's solo MS level 300 without top equipment. Where Hyenas is like your best option. Ululane. Where Hyenas maybe Bookworld and Edron probably would be pretty good as well. Something like that. Josh, I'm about to hit 600 on my monk. Is there a big power difference with Sanguine Claws? Yeah, there's a massive power difference. It's a twofold thing. Sanguine Claws are better than Sorkamas, and your best spots in the game are Sanguine Claws dependent. So you hit 600, you get a 1 power spike from being able to use Sanguine Claws, and you get a 2nd power spike from being able to hunt Nimesats and Norks, which are your 2 best hunting grounds in the game. So it's like a double whammy of greatness. So it's going to be very fun at 600. I've been 500 for 10 years. Came back a few months ago, got 60 levels. Much nicer now than back in the day. Yep. The quality of life is definitely increasing every update. There's always 2 or 3 quality of life updates. And, they do add up to eventually be a pretty nice experience. I still really, really, really hope they at one point relent and give us the auto loot, dude. Oh, God. What I wouldn't give for auto loot. All right, here we go. So we're going to be here for about, how many do we have? Hang on. 325 War Dragons. It should take just under 40 minutes or so. So we're going to be here for another 40 minutes. Then we'll probably do a Gamba. Maybe that'll be it for the stream. We'll see. I'll see how I feel. What charm would you use at Maripor Turtles on the Monk? I wouldn't bother. I really think that it's going to provide like nothing. I mean, it's going to be, if you really want to use charms there, then it's going to be crit charms because they don't have very much health. So you go for low blow, savage blow setup. But honestly, I mean, the limiting factor at Maripor Turtles isn't your damage or your survivability. It's the movement speed. The movement speed of you and the monsters is what slows you down at Maripor Turtles. So having a little bit more damage through charms is really not going to do anything. Screen loot or auto loot would be sick. Yeah, I just want auto loot. Honestly, just you kill a monster and it automatically tries to loot it and put everything in your assigned backpack. My God, that would be... I mean, OTs work like this right now, right? Open Tibia servers work like this right now, a lot of them. And I've tried it and I love it. I just... You know what? A big part of the problem for me is that, I'm very old school and I really hate leaving a body unlooted, right? So, right now what you want to do is you want to kill, and you often want to like loot on the second lap, right? And I do it. Over the years I'm getting better at it, but I can't help but have that mental block, in my head that I'm like leaving money on the table without picking it up immediately, And I know it's stupid and I know it's not worth it to go back and loot. And you should leave it for the next lap, but it's a struggle. It's a mental issue, and I really struggle with it. And what a party select looter? Yeah, either select looter or the party leader just gets it, right? And if you did that, you'd also have to allow the switching of party leader even in battle zone in battle. So if you have battle, you should still be able to switch the party leader. So then if you have, like, say the EK is the party leader and he loots everything, if he runs out of capacity, he should be able to just for somebody else to loot, right? Or, or maybe, yeah, the party leader loots. And then if party leader has no cap, then it like random, someone else in the party gets it. I don't know. I mean, it could be easily fixed. It could be easily solved. Just add some extra setting of how you want it. I'm sure they could figure it out. And anyway, it would be very, very nice. I want to buy 800 RP. Would you just tell me where it's best to go for EXP? I've never had an 800 Paladin, so it's kind of hard for me to answer. I don't know. Honestly, Patrick, I'm not the right content creator to ask about 800 Paladin EXP. I would just give you the basics, right? Roshamur West, Flimsies, Upper Rosh. maybe Azalon. That's gonna be probably maybe Nimesats, right? Those. Which one of those is the best for an 800 Paladin? I don't know. I just know those are like the good spots. I'd rather lose 200k raw and get all the cash from mobs. Yeah, it's a struggle. I try not to do it, you know. I really try not to do it, but especially when it's like a blue item, you know. If I'm hunting like Upper Roshamel, or something, or Rosha West, and there's like a Nightmare Blade and a Frazzlemore half a screen away, I can't leave it, you know. I can't leave it. I have to go and pick it up. I've gotten better at like not looting, you know, green items, but a blue item, oh boy, I'm not leaving a blue item for the next lap. You better believe it. I'm going back to pick that shit up, dude. Hi, question. Is Solcomas much better than Lion Claws at level 400 when it comes to profit? When it comes to profit, yes. When it comes to like overall experience, I don't think there's like that much in it. It's like maybe 3-4% probably. But when it comes to profit, yes, the extra imbue, well, half an imbue, I guess, is honestly quite valuable on the Solcomas, and you will profit significantly more. It's not to say it's a must-have. It's certainly not a must-have item. It's a very nice-to-have item in a level range that feels like it takes forever. Level 400 to 600 really drags on, in my experience. So it sure is nice to have the best weapon in that level range, but it's not a must-have. Loot OCD, yep. I mean, you know, I come from the time when there was no assigned loot, right? You'd be hunting, you know, Khazordan mines with 5 different people, and you'd all be hitting the same dwarf. And the second the dwarf dies, you know, everybody's like trying to get the body, open it up, open the bag, get the 5 gold coins out, you know? It just doesn't sit well with me leaving the loot on the table. I just can't get over it. Yeah, back in the old days. Steel boots, no way I leave it. Yep. Yeah. Basically shit like that, right? Boots of haste, steel boots, nightmare blades, stuff like that. You have to go back and pick it up. Yeah. Is it worth to do directly for Inferno claws rather than Lion Claws if I am level 282 already? I mean, those weapons are extremely similar overall. I find that the free energy weapons under level 400 for the monk, the Moon Spade, the Lion Claws, and the Infernox are very close in power. Yeah, the Lion Claws are slightly more comfortable, but less damage, while the Infernox and the Moon Spade do slightly more damage, but little less comfy because they don't have those double Void and Vamp imbues. So I guess it all depends on what you value the most. I like comfort and survivability, so I personally just go for Lion Claws in that level range now. So to answer your question, no, I probably wouldn't be waiting for Infernox. I probably would just get the Lion Claws and be happy with them and not upgrade any further. Dad, is that you? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I remember playing RP back in the days, hunting prison with team, and RP was only taking loot, doing nothing else. Yep. Good times. That's how it should have stayed. Goddamn entitled paladins. You should go back to being a loot bag, bro. The one other thing that I mean, if we go real back in time, you of course had the paladins have to pick up spears after every single time, right? You'd be hunting with spears, you'd throw it, and it would end at the feet of the monster, and you'd have to run there and pick it up. On the bright side, they didn't break back then, so you could just have like 5 of them, and you could hunt forever. But yeah, the quality of life in this game is definitely improved. Could you make spot guides also with a weight to the spot? Is it possible? Yes. That is actually something I've been really trying to keep in the back of my mind. Like I get a, I sometimes suffer from the fact that, I've been playing this game so long and I know everything and where everything is. So when I make hunting guides videos, I just kind of assume people know where everything is. And then I do often get comments like, oh, sometimes people are like, oh, can you please include the way? And sometimes people are like, you fucking idiot, I don't know how to get here. Include the way, you motherfucker. So, some people are nice about it. Some people are less nice. But I'm really trying to keep it in the back of my mind when I try and re-record everything after the rebalance. For every vocation, I'm going to do my hardest to remember and record, from depot the way to the place as well. So yes, I'm going to do my best. I may forget for a few spots, right? It may not be for everyone, for every single spot, but I'll try. Hunted straight away. It's happened multiple times. It's not just one dude. I've had that kind of aggressive comment about like, and how the hell am I supposed to know how to get here? These kind of like quite rude, aggressive comments a lot of the time, probably like 20, 30 times at this point. So it's clearly an issue for some people, and it's my fault because, I'm just always under the assumption that everybody knows almost everything about this game. And clearly that's not true. So I do need to get better at that, and I recognize it, and I'll do my best for the new set of guides. On different topic, any advice before I take my CompTIA Sec Plus exam? I don't even know what that is. It sounds like, is that a university computer science or security exam? I don't know. Not from me, dude. I don't know anything about it. I didn't even study computer science, bro. And I know nothing about computer security and infosec. But not from me. Sup. Shout out from Brazil. We love you. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Thank you, Rockerito. Too many spots now, so sometimes I use them only for the way to the spot. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Like I say, yeah, I'll do my best to try and remember that, not everybody knows every spot in the game. But there are several websites that show the way to the spawn. Sure. But I get it. You kind of do like to just get the whole information from a single source, right? If they checking out the video for the hunt, then if they don't know the way, then they expect the way to be there. I understand that. Yeah. When I remake videos, I'll try to do that. By the way, 20 years a cook is hard. It's not hard. It's just it needs a few people. Some of the tasks just require more than one person. So it's not hard. It's just a pain in the ass because you need to find somebody to do it with you. And other than that, it's very easy. Like, very, very easy quest. You just need like 3 people. Venor, shout out. Hey, Muniz. Just went duo Nork. Just went during duo Nork's castle with 630 monk and me 475 RP. Was doing 6.3 raw peak, no charms. Yeah? I mean, I think that 630 monk could probably do more solo. But yeah, good. I mean, that for you as the paladin, I'm sure it's very good experience at that level. Yeah, the monk, it's okay. But anyway, you always put in video what question you need, etc. Yeah, I do. People do like having everything served on a silver platter. It's not actually all that much more effort for me to include the way to the hunting spot. It's mostly that I just forget, and that's why I didn't used to do it. But it doesn't make too much of a difference for me if I click start recording in OBS when I leave depot or when I get to the spot, right? So of course I can do it. If it's useful for some people, then I'll try to do it. I thought the same. Maybe when you talk about charms, the video could show the running to the spawn. Yep, that's what I'm planning to do. I'm planning to change the format a little bit. So instead of having like the sort of PowerPoint presentation type, you know, where I just talk about the respawn for like 5 minutes, instead I'm gonna just have the way to the respawn showing. And as I'm doing that, I'm gonna be showing like the supply usage and the damage taken, etc., etc. So we won't have that. We probably won't have that PowerPoint presentation section of the video. Instead, we'll have it on the screen, like the as I'm running to the respawn, and maybe through the first like minute or two of the respawn. And yes, I'm gonna have the route map as well. Still gonna be including that. I know that that is useful. Yeah, we'll definitely still have that. Can you sell proficiency, charms, etc.? I've been trying to do that recently on like some of the most recent monk videos, at least. You'll see that when I start recording, I open up my charm window and I open up my animus even sometimes, and I open up my wheel just to show what it is that I'm running at that particular hunt. I try to do that. That one is a bit of a pain, and also it's kind of hard to see, I think, for the viewer anyway, but I try to do it sometimes. Are you going to do a live stream testing the rebalancing? Absolutely. I'm planning to take a couple of days off work when the test server launches. Basically to, yeah, stream it. So yeah, of course, we'll be doing a lot of streaming, a lot of videos when the test server launches. Yep, gonna take a couple of days vacation for sure. Include what you eat and drink while hunting. Maybe that's the game changer. Yeah. Share my exercise routine, you know? That may be the missing piece why I can't reach my experience per hour. Maybe. Is this good? Is this spot good for night? Actually, no. This is actually this is not a very good spot for the night. This is a mage, monk, and paladin spot. Like, it's fine. Like, if you want to do a bestiary and stuff, you can hunt here as an EK, but it's not common. It's just the way the layout and the monsters work. It's not that great for EKs now. I'm drinking a lot of spirit potions here. Is it hard spot for your level? No, it's not. Well, first of all, I don't think I'm drinking all that many potions. Even right now, I'm on pace for about 600 ultimates per hour, which is not something I would consider a difficult spot. Like, if a spot is truly difficult, then I'm chugging like 1500 ultimates per hour. 600 is not that much. And something to keep in mind is that when I stream, you know, I keep half. I keep like give 70% of my attention to the chat, so I can read everything. I'm not really looking at the game window very much, so I'm over potting and over healing all the time. When I'm super focused and I come here, I can maybe do like 200 potions per hour or something. So no, this spot is not particularly hard at this level. It's hard at level 600. But at this level with full charms plus a bounty, no, it's not particularly hard. Are you excited for the monk upcoming changes? I wouldn't say excited. I think the monk changes are pretty boring. They're gonna make him very strong when it comes to team hunting, but they're not particularly exciting. If I was a team hunting monk, I'd be very excited because suddenly, you know, I'm not gonna feel like a burden to my team. Actually, people will want to have the monk on the team, so that's great. But the gameplay itself is not really changing very much, so it's hard to be excited about that. 150 kg bench for warm-up. That's right. Totally. I could totally do that. 100 push-ups, 150 kg bench, 5-mile run. That's my pre-Tibia routine, bro, every day. Of course. Gemarude. It would be nice if you made mage guides after the rebalance to bring more information to the hunting places category. Absolutely. I mean, I'm planning to... First of all, I do think that after the rebalance, this mage split, the mage section may need to be split into solo druid and solo sorcerer. For the first time in Tibia's history, they do indeed look like they may be different enough to warrant like individual guides. Like whenever I was making guides, I was making mage guides, right, for both druids and sorcerers. I think that after the rebalance, we may need to be making specific guides for each vocation, right? We're gonna see. We'll see. But yeah, we may have to split into solo druid and solo sorcerer guides. And yeah, I'm absolutely planning to do that. I mean, sorcerer is likely going to be my first vocation after the rebalance. And we're going to get it from, you know, level 50 to level 500. And we're going to calculate all the results, make videos, upload them, etc., etc. It's just going to take some months, right? It's not something that will take 2 weeks. It's something that's going to take like 4 months per vocation, probably, right? So it's going to take me like a year to do Sorcerer, Paladin, and EK, which are the first 3 that I'm planning to do. But, you know, we'll get there. We'll get there over time. Swimming in a cold river mandatory before hardcore hunts. Yeah. I drink a raw egg as well before hunts, you know. That's my routine, and if you're not doing it, then you know you can't complain about not getting the same results, bro. Wiggis, we have a Prime sub. Thank you very much, Wiggis. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you one more time for good measure. Thank you. Hope mages get split. Yep. I think they will. They're going to be different enough now that I think they probably will. You still think crit and crit damage charms are best for monk after the nerf? Yes. Generally, yes. For solo hunting, yes. For team hunting, I can see the value of elemental charms. You know, if I'm going library, I want elemental charms. But for solo hunting, you almost always want crit charms. How important is it to auto attack on monk? I miss that a lot because I'm moving around. Massive. It's very important. In fact, missing auto attack is probably the most common issue that people have, which results in a huge DPS drop as well as a huge leech drop, which also correlates with less profit and more difficulty at a given spot. You need to be hitting your auto attacks. I mean, if you don't, that should be like the #1 thing you practice on improving and always landing it. You should be landing 9 out of 10 of your auto attacks. You should be landing, 25 auto attacks per minute at least, right? If you're not doing that, then you are giving up a lot of damage, a lot of leech, and hence a lot of experience and a lot of profit. If you look at my impact analyzer right here on the right in the middle, you'll see that my physical damage on this spot is 10.7%. And this is a massively dense respawn where majority of my damage clearly comes from my spells and physical damage only comes from my auto attacks. And it's still over 10% of my damage. If you're missing your autos, even if you miss half your autos, you give up 5% of your damage, right? That's huge. Like that's more than any sort of skills you can get or any tier or any equipment you can get. Like it's a huge loss, and you really need to make sure to be landing majority of your auto attacks. Hey, are you maybe planning on doing a video on how to efficiently hunt, how to move, better position, what could be common mistakes to push the XP as high as possible? Honestly, Fiend, I thought about doing something like that in the past many times, but it's just it's difficult. It's very difficult and it's very person dependent. So I've kind of resorted to instead is people send me videos of them hunting, and I take a look and I just give them advice. I could maybe still make a video like that at some point. But it's a hard video to make. And it's a very opinionated video as well. Maybe. I'll think about it. It would require quite a lot of work though, and thinking about how to present that information in an efficient way, in an effective way. But maybe. I guess for RP as well as all charms stain almost like before nerf. Yeah, autos are very, very important for RPs as well. I'm not sure if that was your point, maybe. Main part of leech comes from that. Yes, that's that. Even though your auto attacks are only 10% of your damage, the way the leech formula works, and it disproportionately benefits single target attacks. It means that even though you only do 10% damage with your auto attacks, it probably accounts for like 30% of your overall mana and life leech, right? So you're basically giving up like a third of your leech by missing your autos. So very, very important. It really is very, very important. Maybe a little compilation on a couple of those. Maybe. From honestly, from doing a bunch of like reviews, and when people come to me and they tell me that they can't reach my experience and they're struggling, there is like two things that people do that it's basically universally is the same things. One, people don't do the auto attacks effectively enough. And the second one is that people are just not efficient enough with the time and moving between boxes from box to box. Like the amount of videos that I've seen of people hunting like Roshamel West, for example, and they'll have like 3 Frazzlemores on themselves, and they standing and they standing and they standing and they kill off the Frazzlemores, and then they run and they go to the next box, and then there's like a gap of like 5 to 6 seconds where they don't attack anything, right? And it's basically just they've wasted 6 seconds doing nothing. Like that is the number one issue that I see from people. Like whenever you hunt, and this applies to any vocation, EKs included, whenever you hunt, you should optimize for doing as much damage as possible per hour. That is something you should keep in the back of your mind. Damage per hour, because damage per hour directly translates to experience per hour. And if you are standing still, hitting 2 monsters, and then after you kill them, you not hitting anything for another 3-4 seconds, you've just wasted a bunch of damage per hour. And that is like the number one thing that I see people do and waste a bunch of time. And it just requires a little bit of forethought where you're going to move next, where's the next respawn point, etc., etc. And people just don't have that knowledge always about a given spawn. It's just something that you do need to keep in mind, and always be attacking. ABA, always be attacking. There you go. If you don't have a target, you've done something wrong. Looting is the main issue, really. I don't know. You should just be I should just be spamming your loot button at all times, basically. I don't even think about looting. Whenever I'm not using potions or Exura, I'm just spamming the loot button. That way I just pick everything up without even really thinking about it. I guess the key is having the loot button in a comfortable place where you can just spam it without really thinking about it. On my gaming mouse, I have my looting button on the button 5, which is basically where my thumb on my dominant hand rests on the mouse, so I can just rest it there and just spam it. R is nice for loot. Don't know. I guess whatever works for you. I like it on the 5 on the MMO mouse. Do you think mana imbue will still be needed on 3-slot weapon on EK? On a 3-slot weapon, yes. On a 2-slot weapon for the EK, I think you probably drop the mana for the vampirism. So if you're running crit mana right now on an EK, I do think after the rebalance, you're probably going to go crit vampirism instead. Is there a best player for each vocation to watch them hunt? I mean, for Paladin, it's going to be Mazarin, almost undoubtedly. For Sorcerer, it's probably Teos. For Druid, I don't know. I don't know enough Druids. For EKs, if you can catch Kikaro online, he's probably one of the best EKs in the game. He's kind of low level, relatively speaking, because he's not much of a PGA. He's like level 900 or so right now. But he is basically top tier EK player. He's Tom from my Discord, if you're a part of my Discord. For monks, I mean, I can obviously say myself. Although, you know what, when you watch me stream, I actually don't think it's that useful. You're much better off watching how I play in my YouTube videos, because whenever I record my YouTube videos, I do it off stream and I focus on the gameplay. I'm watching the screen, I'm watching the hunt, I'm not watching the chat. When you watch me stream, my efficiency is like way down. I give up like 10 to 15% experience when I stream, so it's probably the gameplay is not actually all that good compared to what I'm capable of doing. So streaming, you should probably just watch my YouTube. Other than me, I don't know. I'm not that familiar. I remember there was this guy who's like a WoW raider that was playing at the start when the monk came out. He's retired since then. He was very good. I don't know. I actually don't know who actively streams monk. That's very good at the moment. But EK watched Kuznia 1 year ago, more like 3 years ago. And anyway, the EK will be coming back. We'll have some modernized videos, refreshed, because all of the EK content is kind of dated at this point. It's kind of old. Galba? Is Galba good? Yeah, maybe Galba for Monk. Yeah, I don't know how good he is, actually. I've never watched him. But yeah, I've heard he's pretty okay, I think, yeah. Kuznia, for a level 600 Monk, which weapon is better for Prophet, Sanguine Claws or Crypt Strike? Well, the 3 best Prophet spots right now in the game are... Well, let's go with top 2. The top 2 Prophet spots in the game right now are probably Warzone 7 and Warzone 9. At Warzone 7, you can use either the Solka Mass or the Crypt Strike. At Warzone 9, you need to use the Sanguine Claws. So... And generally speaking, both of those are good for Prophet. Both of those you can use at Overworld, at Norks. Norks are pretty good for Prophet too. Norks Castle, anyway. You would use Sanguine Claws. But at like Upper Rosh and Roshamel West, you'd use Crypt Strike, which is very good for Prophet as well. Honestly, kind of both of them are pretty good. It's kind of hard to answer that question. Fiery soul for Monk. There you go. No comment. Just a little laugh. No comment, though. Runes or target or use on crosshair for RP? Honestly, ideally, you'd have both. You'd kind of ideally have both. Generally, I use on targets, but that is because I'm kind of lazy. And I think when you're like in the middle of a box, for example, when you're just like boxing on a Paladin, it's fine to have on target. And 90% of the time, I'd be using on target. The thing is those 10% of cases where you kind of don't want to use on target. And of course, then you can do like shenanigans where you might go like press escape to cancel your target and then throw it anyway. But even better would be if you had a double hotkey, one for on target and one for with crosshairs. Although this may not be a consideration for much longer, because I do think that after rebalance, Paladin runes hopefully no longer going to be a thing. At that point, you just want to carry a few runes and probably have it on crosshair for like finishing off like a singular monster, at the edge of your screen or something. Where do you think would be the best spot to hunt Robritas 2X? We are breaking the dungeon spawn. Maybe I can have a better rotation at Isle. Yeah, I think you should go to the Isle. I published a video, Isaac. I published a video from the Isle. And yes, the Isle is much bigger and scales much harder for, bigger parties. I said that in the video even, that I do think that one is like scales better because there's way more monsters. The respawn's much bigger. And there's way more pulls that you can take. So yeah, if you're breaking hang on. If you're breaking the respawn in the Bloodfire Gorge, then yeah, just go on the surface. Dude, they give RP a second AoE spell? That would be so sick. Yeah. No, they sounds like it's going to be second and third, so hopefully you get to skip the runes, yeah. You say runes on target very bad. I think very bad is is an overstatement. Very bad is like skipping your auto attacks. Using your runes slightly inefficiently in certain circumstances, I wouldn't qualify it as very bad. I would qualify it as suboptimal in certain situations. Yes, for optimal playstyle, if you were entering a tournament where you could win $1 million by making the highest experience per hour on a Paladin, on a pre-prepared Paladin character, yes, you should probably go for using runes on Crosshair in such a circumstance. In day-to-day regular grinding, if you throw the rune a bit badly by having it on target every now and then, I don't think it's like a horrible sin or anything. I think you're probably all right. You sold Strike T3? Yeah, I sold it. I sold it because I'm not planning to play the Monk after the rebalance, and I think the Crypt Strike will probably go down in price and value over time. So I figured I'll sell it, and if I do go back to the Monk, you know, in like a year or two or something, then I'll just buy it back, right? That's the idea. Hey, Vuvunasto. So test server, my prediction is 29th of April, so 12 days from now. And the rebalance itself, probably 3 weeks after that. Hopefully that's going to align very nicely with my holiday. I have a week off work on, let me check, on the week of 25th of May. So 25th of May, I have a week off work. And I think it's pretty damn likely that that may even well be the week when the rebalance drops live. I don't think it's going to be any later than that. So fingers crossed. I'm going to have some time off work, a lot of time for streaming and actually testing out the rebalance when it releases. So we'll see. What's your stance on Crypt Spine? I don't have well, I don't have much of a stance because yeah, I don't use it. I've never used it. I haven't played Paladin since it was released, so I haven't really had much of an incentive to even really think about it. So my stance is no stance. Sorry. Do you think they will implement wave at cursor position so you don't have to turn like crazy? I mean, it was suggested. When did we suggest it? I suggested it at some sort of test server. Don't remember which one. And they said they wouldn't do it. They may change their mind. I mean, that is something that I think is a nice idea and pretty easy to implement too. So I don't think it's never something that they're never going to implement. But they seem reluctant for some reason. I missed that. What are they planning to do with Paladins? Oh. Well, the main change for Paladins is they're going to get 2 new spells. A holy and a physical spell, and that's about everything we know. We don't know the AoE of it, we don't know the cooldown. But my assumption is that those 2 new spells are likely going to have an 8-second cooldown, which would, you know, make your rotation basically those 2 spells plus Exevo Mass San in between. And if that is the case, then you're just not going to need runes anymore in Paladin, right? That is my hope. That is my hope. We shall see if that's how it ends up working out. After rebalance, well, right now I'm planning to play Sorcerer, but we're going to wait for the test server. When the test server launches, we're going to test everything. And, you know, towards the end of the test server, I'll fully commit and decide which vocation I'm going to play. Right now, it's looking like Sorcerer. But, you know, Tipsoft could really mess things up and really change things up still. So I can't guarantee that it's going to be a Sorcerer. It's going to depend on the test server. I thought you said we're losing the ability to use them. No, you're not going to. You're still going to be able to. They are going to be lower area of effect. They are lower in the size of runes, but increasing their damage. So it kind of depends whether that's still going to be worth to use them. But generally speaking, I don't like using runes anyway because they block the auto attacks, which I don't like, and I'm not skilled enough to time it properly on the Paladin. Oh yeah, and there's also the triple damage in energy ring. Yeah, they may. I feel like they may still change that though. 1 SQM less from what we know. I only use them for charming. 1 SQM less, yes, but 1 SQM less when you actually talk with regards to like the affected area. I think someone calculated it's like a 40% area effective area nerf. It goes from like 43 SQMs to like 25 or 27, something like that. So it is actually like a huge decrease. Even though it's 1 SQM, it's actually a very significant percentage decrease. Were the slightly weaker elemental almond diamond arrows not confirmed? They were, but my prediction is that those are going to be very niche. The elemental diamond arrows are going to be kind of like the elemental damage imbue. You know, it's not going to be worth unless it's like very niche respawn. I don't think they're going to make good elemental arrows. So yeah, I wouldn't get too excited about those. If they made them too strong, that would be stupid. Like the elemental diamond arrows, I think they're gonna be like, you're gonna use them at like, I don't know, flimsies. You're gonna use them at like buried cathedral, and that's like it. That's it. You know, places which are basically more or less immune to physical or very strong to physical. Those will be like the only places where the elemental diamond arrows will be okay. I'd guess. Then rune nerf really sucks. You're hoping for rapid to use them one more time. Yeah, I mean, is it that big a deal? I mean, even if you charm in really easy stuff, the runes are still going to be fine. No, I don't know. We'll see. Ah, come on. Let's move with the times. Let's move with the times and see how it is. All right. Bounty done. All right. Gambit time. Quick gambit time. See what we get. Makara, Hellfire Fighter. Why such a low kill count, dude? Such a high kill count and bronze. Again, I had Hellfire Fight a couple of times, but it keeps keep getting like a really bad one. What if they change the magic shield potion into some kind of magic shield ring with mana pool kind of charge? Bro, that is like way too out there. Okay, that's not something I can talk about now until we get the test server. I mean, that is just very wishful thinking. Boosted foams at turtles on my server. 404 monk and almost 2.5 KK per hour profit. Ah, okay. Oh yeah, you're right. Foam stalkers boosted. That's why somebody was asking about the turtles. Was that even you asking about the turtle charms earlier? Yeah, I forgot. Sure, foam stalkers. Love that monster, dude. Those of you who remember the gold foam stalker bounty, good times. I got Terror Sleep weekly task. Not looking forward to it. Why? The great hunting ground. I really like Terror Sleeps. As a monk, at least. It's a pretty good hunting ground. All right. I'm going to take the letter back. Nobody else is on it anyway. I'm going to cube out. Let's keep rolling. I don't think I want this Hellfire Fighter. This is the only one I'd consider taking. But I don't want it. It's bronze. There. Cave Devourer. That wasn't. How about a little bit more Nimissats? How about a bit more Nimissats, dude? How about some Norks? For a change. Terror Sleeps used to be bad, but it's kind of fine now. Yeah, they've made some tweaks, and I mean, Terror Sleep mines are good now. I would say it's a good respawn. Used to be like one of the worst respawns in the game, just total cancer. Everything there really sucked. And they tweaked it, they changed it, and it's actually a good respawn now. For EKs, monks, and paladins. I don't know about mages. I feel like there's maybe a magic level debuff there. I can't remember. It's not. I think it's okay for mages, but it's very good for monks, EKs, and paladins. A Tibia Pal hunting recommendation results based on really good character and player skill. Yes, that's the whole point. the whole point of my recommendations on YouTube and on Tibia Pal is basically to give you an idea of the theoretical maximum that you can do at a given spot at a given level. Doesn't mean that everybody's going to do that. If you don't have the best in slot equipment, you don't have good skills, you maybe don't have as much skill as a player as me, of course you're going to do less. But the idea is to give you the theoretical maximum to know what you can aim for, right? There's no point me giving you like an average result, because then you don't know how to push yourself, what result you can get if you get really good, right? Farming now with my monk, but you are right, the problem here is speed. Yep, exactly. Yeah, the Maripor turtles, it's a funny respawn. Like, I quite like this kind of profit respawn. It's just that the movement speed is such a pain in the ass. If they got rid of that, I would quite like hunting there, I think. Okay, here we go. Bam. Use the scroll. Let me deposit everything. Hal from Tibia Pal means like a mate. Yep. I mean, when I created that website was when I was using around the time I was using the application called MyFitnessPal, which you may have heard for. It's like for like tracking your weight and exercises and stuff. So yeah, I was using MyFitnessPal, and I was like, let's make this website. Let's call it Tibia Pal. You know, so that was like the thing that gave me an idea. But yes, it means like, yeah, mate, friend, whatever. Hello, Christian. How's it going? How is Nevia these days? I saw you transferred from Nevia to Kalanta. Nevia is fine. I think there is a little bit of beef at the higher levels there now. I think there's a little bit of beef between Hyoga and Rebels, and there's a bit of beef between. I think I saw Negi, right? He was the old EK from Bobek's team like years ago, and he seems to have some beef now with the Rebels guild. So I think there's a little bit of drama on like the higher end of the server. But for everybody else, I think it's still pretty chill. The reason I transferred away is because I wanted to do bounties. And doing bounties on a very populated server like Nevia is not so good. Not so good. It's hard to get the respawn, right? If I roll my bounties and I get a gold Nosferatu Heartless, I want to go and hunt Nosferatu Castle right now. I don't want to wait 6 hours. I don't want to re-roll into a different bounty. I want to go and I want to do it now. If you're playing on a populated server like Nevia, it's basically impossible. And that was really annoying me. So yeah, I decided to transfer to a less populated server because of bounties. Maybe we can do a couple Fiends. Maybe we can still do a couple Fiends. I don't really want to finish just yet. Maybe I want to stream for another 20, 30 minutes. Maybe it's a bit of Fiend time. Far to the north, easy. Let me open up the Excel. The Fiend tracker. Where is it? Did I delete it? No, there it is. Here we go. Here we go. Fiend tracker. Yo, bro, what are you up to nowadays? Nowadays, I'm waiting for the rebalance. It feels like I'm almost there. We almost got the rebalance, dude. I've been waiting for the rebalance for a few months at this point. So yeah. Have you experienced chain spells not making damage? Like the effect will show without any damage being inflicted? Nope. I've never noticed that. I don't think that's a thing. Lower level to the east. How's market on Kalanta? It's okay. Lower level to the east. Like the oh god. Still lower level? Oh, it's mint wallen. Yeah, it's mint wallen. God damn it, I really need to do the shortcut to mint wallen, dude. Where am I going? Alright, we're gonna go the long way round to mint wallen. But I'm gonna, you know what? I've been saying this for ages. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do we're gonna get the mint wallen Fiend, and then maybe we'll do Dreamer's Challenge. I really need the shortcut. I keep getting the Fiends in mint wallen, and I have to run the long way round, and it sucks. Name of the shortcut quest, it's the Dreamer's Challenge. It's the one with the Brotherhood of Bones and Nightmare Knights quest, where if you hand in 3,000 demonic essences, afterwards you get to use the portals in the tower, and that has a shortcut to Mint Wallen. No, I don't have it. I don't have that quest done, Sander. I've just never done that quest. Negi intentionally joined Hyoga, so he basically chose to join Blacklist. Okay. I have no opinion. I am Swiss at heart. I am always neutral. I do not want to involve myself in any beefs. So no comment on Hyoga and Negi. I just know there's a beef. I take no sides. I don't want to be involved. And what about Bravoria, you ask of Vunastu? I would have moved to Bravoria. I think on the whole, I would prefer Bravoria to Kalanta because Bravoria is even less populated. And on Kalanta, sometimes I still find somebody hunting at the spawn that I want to hunt. It's rare, but it happens. Whereas on Bravoria, I think it would be even better. The thing is, though, I'm not going to be playing the monk after the rebalance. So ultimately, I don't care that much. I'm not going to be focusing bounties after the rebalance. Instead, I'm going to be focusing on making guides for EK, Sorcerer, Paladin. I'm going to have a lot of places that I can go to record the guides. You know, when I start, I'm probably going to have like 100 places that I want to go to record, right? I'm not that bothered if on Nevia there's going to be 100 people, 800 people playing. I'll still be able to find something to hunt, right? So I'm not that bothered about Bravoria right now. Maybe if I come back to the monk in 2 years and I want to play do bounties, then maybe I'll go to Bravoria. I don't know. All right, where's the Fiend? Where's the Fiend? West. Here it is. Minotaur. Bam! Spiritualist gem. So nothing, basically. Nothing. Let's see if there's a General Murius. Somewhere here, right? Doesn't look like it. No General Murius. All right. Let's cube out. All right. One Fiend and nothing. Oop. Are any of the other TPs in the Night Tower of any use? I'd have to check. I don't remember. I don't know. I don't think so. I think the Mint Wallen is the main one that I would like to have. I think maybe there's that one more, but I don't remember. I never did that quest. I never did it to use the shortcuts because I never did Fiend hunting until now. I don't remember. Since your content is based around hunting and pushing the best experience performance, do you do bosses? Nope. Exactly. I think bossing is it, if you're a solo player and you want to do some bosses, I think it's extremely inefficient. I think bossing, the only circumstance where bossing kind of makes sense and I would do is if I was a team hunt player and, you know, we went for a 3-hour hunt. And after the 3-hour hunt, you know, the team hunt was like, okay, let's do a quick run of silver tokens, gold tokens runs, right? If you have a team that knows what they're doing and that they're efficient and you're hunting and you just go straight from the hunt to the bosses, bam, 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 everything done, then it's worth. But doing all this shit with like random people is not going to be worth on average. You're better off just going and hunting and making profit that way than going to bosses, in my opinion. So no, I don't really do bosses. I feel like I need to get my stealth ring on, I think, here, because I still got my battle zone. I feel like there's something that's still targeting me from outside this house. Get a stealth ring on. What is a highly populated server in your opinion? I don't know, somewhere like above 300 online. 400. Do we know what changes exactly will the rebalance introduce? No, not yet. They are going to publish oh, here we go. It's gone now. Let me open the Fiend map. They said that they're going to publish the changes still before the test server. So I'm expecting like next week for there to be a post from Tipsoft where they share some other changes that they're planning to do, what they've done since the last post. Okay, very far to the south. I don't know where I am. Very far to the southwest from the Russia. Port Hope. Let's check. Very far to the northwest. Okay, Tice. Spike. It's Spike, isn't it? Very far to the west. Easy. Nargor. Something on Nargor. Let's go to Nargor. There's going to be a pirate on Nargor. Let's go to get that one. Hello, Kuznia. Do you know if the armor penetration bonus from crit weapons also applies to spells? Yes. It applies to physical spells, of course. It should in any case, unless it's bugged. Oh shit! You know what? I don't have the quest on Nargor. If the fiendish monster is past the door for the quest, I don't think I can enter it. Well, that's another quest I need to do. Bosses is also popular because it's just gambling. Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm a mathematician, so I tend to evaluate things from like an expected value perspective, which means that I work out the average gain per unit time, and based on that, I decide if it's worth or not, instead of like getting that rare drop once every 100 hours. Yeah, to me, it's not worth. I think we should be okay. I think the Fiend is somewhere here. Southeast. Where the hell is this Fiend? Yo, north, what? Oh, he's here. Here's the smuggler. All right. Greater Guardian Gem. Oh, 102k. Greater Guardian Gems? That expensive? Okay, all right. Well, all right. That's something at least. Yeah, for me, bossing, like, yeah, like I say, I think it can be efficient if you do like, you know, mini secret library bosses, followed by like grave danger silver token bosses, followed by gold token heart of destruction bosses. If you do that kind of run with your team immediately after a team hunt, you wrap it up in like 40 minutes, yeah, then it's going to be worth. But anything outside of that is probably not worth on a long-term basis. Hey, I am 330 ED and my friend is 310 monk. Far to the northwest. One sec, let me just... Far to the northwest. Groma. There might be one of those new monsters, one of the new pirates on Groma. I think there's going to be one there. My friend is 310 EM. Where can we try duo? Maybe Rushmore West with Wild Growth. Hey, chatter. Hey, chatter. Long time no see. Here you go. I just sent you a link in the chat, tibiapal.com/Kuznia-Sva-Duo. When me and Sva were doing a duo project, I wrote all the results down, and it was Monk and Sorcerer. But Monk and Druid should be pretty similar. I think just go there and have a quick look there. I think you'll find some good ideas over there. Lower level to the northeast. Shit, it's Spike, isn't it? Yeah, it's Spike. It's always Spike, dude. Always Spike. Any chance us monks get more elemental weapons? No. Don't ask. It's never going to happen. Is it worth it to upgrade gems to get extra stats and Wheel of Destiny points? You're a big spender. I mean, if you get a good gem, it's good to upgrade that gem to get the benefits if you're going to be using it for many, many levels. But you have to be a special kind of whale to upgrade your gems just for the wheel point. Just do Arbazilov and drop 2 most expensive items back to back. Talking from experience, I'm guessing. Northwest still, okay. Triple stream, yeah, we're on to the triple stream now. We're on to the triple stream for the past few streams. Working pretty well. I'm enjoying it. We'll be sticking to the triple stream. Is there a video explaining the wheel gems and what to aim for? Not like one generic one. Your best bet for the wheels would be to join a Discord and ask in specific Vocation channels. Greater Guardian Gem. Another one. 2 Greater Guardian Gems back to back. How weird. What are the odds? What are the odds? All right. Well, either way, no cores and no prisms. So that's free with nothing. But no, I don't think Siama there is like a generic video like that. It's kind of hard to make a video like that. Plus, it changes pretty often. Your best bet is to join the Tibia Pal Discord or Kuznia Discord. And yeah, you've got the dedicated Knight, Paladin, Sorcerer, Druid, and Monk channels, and you can ask about the wheel there. Oh, is somebody else doing? Oh yes, somebody else is trying to do Fiends. I think. Very far to the north. Trivial. Well, that's going to be probably Yalahar. Let's check Yalahar. Do you think the price of Solkamass and Crypt Strike will go down over time? Solkamass, I don't think it's going to go down very much. Crypt Strike, yes. Far to the north. Yep. God bless Kuznia back on Twitch. Damn right. We're back, baby. Trivial. Lower level north. Trivial. Oh, it's going to be like a rat, isn't it? Northeast. North. Is it here? No, still northeast. Okay, so it's going to be like there. I see you tried Bury Cathedral with Svar. Have you made video from this spot on YouTube? Yes. Yeah, okay, you found it. Had food poisoning, so for me last couple of days were pretty rough. Ah, sorry to hear, chatter. I hope you're feeling better. Hope you're better. Food poisoning. Not nice. Not nice indeed. Northwest. All right, where is this rat, dude? Where is this rat? Would you recommend playing on Antica for a newbie player? No, I think it's too busy. Hey, rat, here we go. And nothing. That's 0 and 4 so far. Very far to the south. Very far to the south. Port Hope, I'd say. Port Hope, probably. Stop crying MLP and get on hunting. Drop my phone helmet. Is that... Oh, is that you're talking to chatter? Talking to chatter, yes. I had to think about the MLP. My little paladin, huh? Far to the south, indeed. So we are indeed looking at Port Hope. Dwark, maybe a Coram Charlatan, maybe Pegleg, maybe Laguna Islands and like a turtle could be that as well. Most likely a Dwark, I imagine. Lower level to the southwest. Yeah, it's a Dwark. It's right at the bottom of the Dwark caves. And let me find a path. Yeah, so I want to go here. Okay. Oh, it's open. It's open. I think somebody probably already running there. I think I'm probably not going to... Yeah, it's gone. God damn it. Someone else is doing Fiends. Very far to the west, it says now. Okay, so another one in Liberty Bay. No, east. Very far to the east. Medium. Okay, and Krachman could be... I don't think I have Moa and Pardas, so it can't be those. Okay, so it's going to be Krachman, probably, like a vampire or something in a tomb. What do you think about Druid solo after update? I'm going to have to wait and see the fork spells before I make a judgment on a Druid, so we're going to have to see. I'll know after the test server. Lower level to the east. All right. It's probably going to be easy, southeast. It's going to be Peninsula, isn't it? It's going to be Peninsula. Let's just go to Peninsula. By the way, when do you predict they'll drop some more news? Probably before the test server. They said they're going to drop some before the test server. I wasn't expecting it. I wouldn't have thought they'd be dropping more news before the test server, but they said they would. So I think next week they're going to drop more news. And then the test server in 2 weeks. That's my prediction. Yo, Kuzia knows you by name. Yes, MLP. MLP, very famous. What do you think about... Yeah, Drew, okay, I answered that. Do you want to play Tibia? Then no. If you want to play Antica, go to Antica-based Yeah, no, I wouldn't recommend Antica. Always go for green Battle Eye. I think this one's probably in Peninsula. I'm guessing it could not. It could still be something different. I think it's probably the lowest floor of Peninsula. Far to the north. Okay, that's a different one. I'm not yet seeing the one that I think is Peninsula. Lower level to the southeast. Okay, it's gonna be Peninsula. Pretty sure. Lower level to the northwest. Lower level to the southeast. Okay. Test server next week? No, next week is the backup for the test server. It's not going to be test server next week yet. It's going to be the week after, I think. Even more RP nerfs, please. Nobody's going to take you for a team hunt then, though, my dude. Northeast. All right. East. Where is it? East. Ooh, it could be the other tomb. I think I may have... Oh, I got shafted, dude. It's here. It's this tomb. It's this tomb here. Which one is this? This is this one. God damn it. So on the other side of the map. Love and Craftsman tombs, bro. All right, let's go get this one and I'll probably finish. Anyway, somebody else is doing fiends, so I don't like that. I don't like fighting for a fiend, but at least I know where this one is, so I may as well try and get it. I wonder how much of a shit show will the first few days of test server be. Yeah. Strap in, boys. It is going to be an experience. Oh, look, that guy's going there. That guy's going there. This goddamn fiend hunter, bro. But I know where this one is. He doesn't yet. He was thinking it's Peninsula. Good guess, but it's not. Let's see if I can get to it first. I don't think he's very good at fiend hunting, though. If, you know, it took me forever to go to Peninsula and out, and he was only just turning up. He is doing fiend hunting on EXP boost. Yeah, I like to live like that, you know. I barely play these days. Doesn't matter. Man. Just a few Tibia coins, dude. Just a few Tibia coins. The things you do for content, bro. All right, come on, come on, come on. Don't take too long. Don't take too long. Oh, the guy will catch up. There we go. Ah, we got it. It's apparently here somewhere. Here we... Did I kill it? Yeah, apparently I killed it. It was a ghost. I didn't even notice, but didn't drop anything. They didn't drop anything. So 5 fiends and nothing today. Not a good run. There is another one far to the northwest. So this one's probably like a dragon. I'd imagine this one is like a dragon. We can go check that one out as well. Although this guy will probably get it first. Because now that I've come here, he'll probably get to the dragon first. Let's try anyways. This outfit is from the Stag Order Quest? No, this outfit is a store outfit. This is the martial artist. It's the outfit that came out with the release of the monk. I've seen on forum that people hunt if they transfer to another server. Is that correct? I want to transfer away from Antica. That people hunt people. Oh, it depends on the server, dude. It's not common, but it does happen. A lower level to the west. Oh, it's gonna be an ancient scarab, dude. Probably. Also another tomb thing. It's probably gonna be an ancient scarab in this cave. Northwest. Northwest. Lower level to the northwest. Huh. Lower level to the north. Okay, let me see. This tomb. It's this tomb. Whatever this is. What is this? Oasis. All right. It's the bottom of Oasis tomb. Let's see if we can get this one. It's going to be like a vampire, I guess. Yeah, so you can get hunted if you transfer to a server that's closed, that's dominated, and you go there. If you don't agree that transfer, then people will hunt you. Yeah, but that's you know, it's pretty extreme and not all that common, thankfully. Could be normal scarable lava. No, it's medium difficulty. So no, it couldn't. Got to be 1,000 bestiary kills. Any tips for a 350 RP to make money? I need another 35 million. Not from the top of my head. I think something like Bookworld is probably pretty profitable now. Bookworld, another lower level. How do I go down? Yeah. Bookworld, Were Lions, Were Hyenas, all pretty profitable. I don't think there's anything like, there isn't like some crazy, amazing profit spot. So I think, yeah, probably just regular playing. Not sure, Sander. Nothing that comes to mind. All right. South. Southeast. All right, it's going to be here. Demon Skeleton. Here we go. And nothing. Damn. Having a real bad run of it today. I think I'll call it now. I think I've had enough. 6 Fiends in 19 minutes is a pretty good rate, though. But yeah, no luck. No luck. Why don't you use tibiamaps.io? Because I prefer to make my own markers. I use tibiamaps.io for like the default map, sort of, you know, the baseline, but no markers. I like my own markers. Do we do one more? Very far to the west. Easy. Very far to the west. Easy. It's going to be Port Hope, maybe, or Pegleg, or yeah, Port Hope. Oh, look who's back. Hello, Mr. Cuz. Missed you so much. Have an excellent stream. Thank you. Yes, we back on Twitch. We back to multi-streaming. We're streaming on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick at the same time. How high is the difference for mages in terms of killing magic level? Let's say difference between 95 and 105. Is it clearly visible difference or subtle? Just like for any other vocation, 10 skill will be noticeable. 10 skill is not, you know, make or break, but it is significant. Far to the northeast, easy. Okay. Crocodile. It is significant, of course. That's why people skill, though. Yeah. Far to the northeast. Maybe Swamp Troll. But yeah, try Bookworld, Sander. Try Bookworld. You're about to go on the heater board and get 5 soul calls in a row? Yeah. Most gamblers quit just before hitting it big. Am I right? Am I right, guys? Lower level to the north. All right. That was lower level to the north. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be. Actually, looks like swamp trolls, probably. And swamp trolls. Yeah, it's gonna be swamp trolls. I think. I don't think it can be anything else. Yep. Here it is. Bam! Nothing! Nothing. See, Quasiness, you were wrong. I made a tool for those who want to farm bounty rolls with leftover stamina from the daily hunt. Would you check it out and give me some feedback? Just send it to me on Discord. I'll have a look, sure. Very far to the north. Easy. Very far to the north. Easy. God, it's so addicting, this thing, by the way. I think I'll quit. I'll quit. Let me quit. We've done enough. We've done enough, boys. We've done enough. 7. It's not happening for me today. Bad luck. Forget it. That little dude mining and turning right before the big old diamond. I know. Exactly. The next one would be a double soul core and an exalt and a prism as well. I know. All right. I'm going to wrap up the stream now. So thanks for watching, everybody. Let me just have a quick look on Twitch. Who we got on Twitch? Do we have anybody to to raid out to. Let me have a quick look. Fiery Soul streaming, yeah. There we go. So we'll go to Fiery. Okay, we'll go over in just a minute. If you've got a Prime to spare, always appreciate it. If not, no worries. Show drops. I haven't dropped like anything. I killed 7 fiends and I got 2 Greater Guardian gems. So I've got about 200k profit. Nothing special. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Next stream, I think maybe we'll do an evening one on Sunday. So maybe I'll see you guys on Sunday evening. No promises though. We'll see. And yeah, just one more. Honestly, their fiend hunting is very much like just one more every time. Anyways, let's head on over to Fiery if you're on Twitch. If you're on Kick on YouTube or YouTube, then thanks very much for watching, everybody. And I'll see you all next time. Thank you guys. Have a nice weekend. Bye bye.